Rumours of a successor to the Sony a5100 have been circulating pretty much ever since the a5100 first came out all the way back in 2014. But for a massively selling camera, it does surprise me that after 7 years there still hasn't been a replacement for the a5100. In this time, the Sony a6000, which came out roughly the same time as the a5100, has had a direct replacement in the Sony a6100, with much more up-to-date features such as 4K video. So when that came along, when was it, last year, I expected a successor to the a5100 to closely follow. But that didn't happen. And the more I think about it, do we even need an update to the a5100? I ran a poll on my channel asking what you guys thought, and 58% of you thought there wouldn't be a new version. And personally, I still use the Sony a5100 for the majority of my videos. I'm using this to record now, and if you're happy with 1080p video, which I still think looks very good, especially if you've upgraded your lens, then it's perfectly fine for a lot of content creators. I've had mine since 2016, and when I first bought it, I thought I would only have it for a little while before upgrading. So it shows the power of this old little camera that after, 5 years I've had this camera now, I'm still using it so frequently. But despite that, there are definitely some frustrations with this camera. The biggest of all is the overheating issue. Now, anyone who has this camera and uses it for recording video, you've probably hit this problem countless times. This generally means that the camera will overheat after a certain amount of time while recording and stop the recording from continuing. Very annoying, and I've even had reports of people saying that this cuts out as little as 5 minutes for them. Well, that's unacceptable in my opinion. Now, usually for me, I get a good 20-25 minutes out of it, which is generally enough for me. But even then, it's still something you wouldn't expect from an expensive camera. I've made a video about the best ways to combat this issue, but in reality, this is a problem for everyone who has this camera. And this isn't the only frustration to the Sony a5100. Because of its age and a low price point, it does have some features missing. It only does 1080p video, as I mentioned before, at 60 frames per second as a maximum, so no 4K support, and no 120 frames per second either. It has no in-body stabilization, which can be a problem if you are not using a lens that has stabilization built in. It will mean, especially when you're taking videos, that your shots will be pretty shaky, especially when handheld. It also doesn't have a stereo jack for plugging in your own microphone or a hot shoe for using a hot shoe mic, meaning that you are relying on the built-in microphones, which are okay, but you would like to be able to have that option to plug in your own microphone, especially if there's a lot of ambient background noise, which would be picked up from the camera's microphone. So that is another downside of the a5100, basically just showing its age after 7 years in the market. Another feature that comes up quite often these days is that it doesn't have silent shutter, which means you'll always hear the shutter sound when taking a photo. A lot of newer cameras have managed to get around this and have silent shutter options. So these are all things that I would like to see on a camera that I would maybe use as my next camera after the Sony a5100. But certainly for the way I use this camera at the moment, especially how much it costs, none of these things are a deal breaker for me at this exact moment in time. So, but if I wanted to upgrade and they were going to release a new version of the Sony a5100, let's say we call it the Sony a5200 for simplicity's sake, then this is the wish list of things that I would like to see from that camera. And that would be a stereo mic input for the reasons described below. It's just great to be able to plug in your own microphone rather than using the inbuilt ones or an external audio source, which means things get a little bit more messy. 4K video support at 30 frames per second is pretty standard these days from newer cameras, so I'd like to see that. And maybe 120 frames per second at 1080p, which is also quite a regular feature these days. Maybe it could include picture profiles, things like S-Log and Cine 4, which are fairly standard picture profiles, which make your shots look a lot more cinematic. Newer cameras are starting to include this type of things, so it would be nice to see on a smaller form factor camera, such as what would be the Sony a5200. In-body stabilization, I think, is a bit of a no-brainer. Obviously, this is always going to bump up the price, but if we're talking about a wish list, that's definitely something I personally would like to see. Now, I do see people asking for a downward articulating screen. Obviously, a big selling point of the a5100 is that flip-up 180-degree screen, maybe just being able to tilt down 45 degrees so that you can get a shot while holding the camera up in the air. That's just another nice little feature to have, and potentially should be achievable. And finally, that silent shutter I mentioned before. I don't find this too much of an issue, but I do sometimes use this camera for wildlife shooting, and if you're trying to keep as quiet as possible while as close to your subject, that shutter sound can just scare off your subject matter and boom, you've lost the shot. So yeah, a silent shutter would be great for me. And many of these features are already available on Sony mirrorless E-mount cameras. A lot of the newer Sony a6000 range, such as the Sony a6600 or even the Sony a6100 as mentioned before, do have a lot of these features built in. But of course, the camera body is bigger, it has that electronic viewfinder which makes it bulky. Some people really need that, some people aren't too bothered, some people are just bothered about keeping the form factor as small as possible, which for me is a huge selling point of the Sony a5100 and why it is still so popular so long after its release. Which brings me on to some new information, which is that there is a new camera coming out which might just about fit the bill. This is another Sony mirrorless APS-C camera with an E-mount lens system, but it's not in the Sony a5000 or 6000 range. It'll be called the Sony ZV-E10. Now, if that naming sounds familiar, Sony already has a vlogging camera called the ZV-1, which is a vlogging camera, but it doesn't have an E-mount lens system. So it looks like Sony is going to be continuing their vlogging range of cameras, but with an E-mount lens system. Well, this could be promising. It's had some of its specifications leaked, which include 4K at 30 frames per second, in-body stabilization, and no electronic viewfinder, keeping that compact size. So, on paper, looks like it's doing everything that we're asking for from an a5200. It even looks like it's going to be keeping the exact same form factor of the Sony a5100, but taking the branding of Sony's vlogging camera range, the ZV-1. So this camera will be primarily aimed at vloggers and streamers, but with an E-mount lens system. With a face lock autofocus and apparently a bokeh button so that you can get those out of focus backgrounds at the touch of a button, as well as USB-C streaming supported, this very well could be the upgrade path for people looking to upgrade from the Sony a5100 if their primary use is vlogging or streaming. The big downsides of this news for me are, one, the lack of focus on photography. I still use my Sony a5100 as an all-rounder. Okay, I use it more for video, but I still do take photography with it. So the new direction of this camera being pretty much focused on video does make me worry that it may be lacking in the photography department. And I think it's a shame to ditch the Sony a5000, a5100 branding. I thought an a5200 would be something that people who are familiar with the brand but maybe don't follow it closely would know, okay, this is definitely the next newer one when I want to upgrade. Ditching that entirely means that people might not realise that this new camera might be the direct successor. But I can see why that decision has been made, because Sony already has crazy naming conventions for everything. So if there's any way they can just streamline it down into just a few categories, then all the better, in my opinion. But the biggest issue for me with this new ZV-E10 is the proposed price. It's looking like at launch this camera is going to cost around $900 new, which is a huge disappointment for me. Now, at the moment, camera prices are extremely high for a multitude of reasons. Lots of people wanting to use them for live streaming and video calls at home, as well as a component shortage worldwide in electronics. So I can understand that it's not going to be bargain basement price from the off. But $900 is a lot more expensive than I would have expected from an a5100 replacement, if that's what this new camera is supposed to be. I would have been hoping that it would have been launching more at the $400, $500 price range, which is still not absolutely dirt cheap, but it gives you an option, especially when things start going cheaper over time. $900 is up there in a premium price range for me. I don't really look at buying cameras or anything around that kind of price. And I think a lot of you too are looking for something that you can use on a budget. And at that kind of price, you can start getting cameras from the a6000 range, and some of the newer ones are cheaper already than $900. So it makes this a very niche camera at this price, and it's a shame really, because I think the features that it is going to provide aren't niche features, they only are at such an expensive price. For me, it's pricing out hobbyists and newcomers to photography and video, and I just can't see exactly at the moment who this camera is aimed at directly. Is it just for existing streamers who are looking to upgrade their setup once they're already established? Well, okay, there is a market for that, but it's not as huge as the current market for the a5100, which caters for a lot of different types of users. So it's hard to see exactly who will be buying this one, but only time will tell. I'll be waiting for after launch to see where the lay of the land is with this camera and to see if it'll ever be an option for the content creator on a budget. Would you like to see a direct successor to the Sony a5100? Or are you excited by the ZV-E10? Or are you just perfectly happy with your Sony a5100 for the time being? Let me know in the comments below. But if you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like on the video. But until next time, see ya.